So guys, we have our first look at the brand new Harry Potter. Dominic McLaughlin will play Harry in the HBO Max TV show, scheduled for a 2027 release. And I said this when his casting was announced a couple months ago. I'm happy with this, and I'm doubling down on that. He looks good, he's instantly recognisable. I believe his robes are just plain black, just like in the books. I can't tell if he has the Hogwarts or the Gryffindor crest on the robe, because that's behind the clipboard. But I will say I am a fan of the house colours for the jumpers and the tie being different for each house. For Gryffindor you have the red and the yellow, whereas for Slytherin, Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw you'll have different colours. And I'm quite interested to see how they look. I think the red really pops against the black, but I'll have to see how yellow works for Hufflepuff. Sure, Ravenclaw and Slytherin will be fine, but we'll see how the yellow goes with the black. But I'll worry about that later. Obviously, he doesn't have a hat, which is part of the Hogwarts uniform from the books. So I'm hoping, just like with the earlier films, the hats are saved for special occasions, like the sorting ceremony or the end of the year when the House Cup is awarded. But overall, fine with the uniform. Of course, he has the glasses, that's Harry Potter. And his second, well, probably his most iconic element of his character is the scar, in terms of appearance anyway. And I think the scar is much more realistic in colour and shape than in the film. It actually looks more like a scar that you could actually see in real life, whilst retaining the concept of the lightning bolt. So overall, very happy with Harry, and I think this is a great start. But we all know the issue with this series. We all know this series is far too soon. Nobody really asked for this apart from the higher-ups at HBO and Warner Brothers who wanted more money. Of course, we have concerns of all the changes, how J.K. Rowling is involved, and the major talking point, the casting of a black actor as Severus Snape, which is what everyone talks about, and it's getting old. I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm kind of sick of talking about this show already, because that is the entire discussion, is Black Snape. And it's boring. And can you just imagine when his first photo drops? Take cover. I'm not a fan of the casting of Snape. I think it's boring and it's a self-inflicted wound that has pissed off many fans. Fans who are already being called out by those inside Hollywood for wanting an accurate series, which we were promised. We were promised an accurate Harry Potter TV show. And if you take this photo of Harry in isolation, they would have delivered that. But to be honest, what pisses me off the most of Snape is the other casting so far, 99% of it, has been spot on. So it's clear what their intentions are with Snape. And it's clear many will never accept it. Anyways, filming has begun, and as you can see, this is the first scene. So does that mean the first scene they're going to film will be at Hogwarts? Of course, they don't film all these scenes in chronological order. That's impossible. It's all about scheduling and logistical reasons, how they can make it work, who's available. But there has been a report that the first scene they're meant to film involves Snape's potions class. So this photo backs that up. And I suppose we'll start to see more from that scene. We'll probably get a picture of Arbella Stanton as Hermione Granger and Alistair Stout as Ron Weasley. I imagine you'll get them two standing next to Harry and they'll complete the golden trio. And alongside that, we also have brand new casting announcements. Apologies if I butcher any of these names. Rory Wilmot will play Neville Longbottom, another crucial character. Amos Kitson will play Dudley Dursley, Harry's cousin. Louise Brealey will play Madam Hooch, and Anton Lesser will play Ollivander. Not familiar with these actors apart from the last one, who played Qyburn in Game of Thrones. And there's still other teachers and kids and side characters to be announced, but the core has been established. They also confirm the release date will be 2027. I would love Harry Potter to come out Christmas 2027 because that's the perfect time for Harry Potter. Just before Christmas, November into December. But I think that's too late in the year. They'll probably release it maybe in the springtime, in the summertime. And it's probably going to be on Sunday nights in the prime HBO spot that was taken up by Game of Thrones and The Last of Us. And filming is expected to last until spring 2026. And then they're going to do season 2 after a short break. So they're filming, as was reported and as we expected, Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets pretty much back to back. And I believe it's because they don't want the cast to age up too much and for it to become far too noticeable. And of course, to get these episodes out quicker. Because, guys, shows take far too long to release. And it's so annoying. It can really kill off your show if you release a show, let's say this year, then have to wait 2 or 3 years. People just lose interest. They actually forget about these shows. You need to strike when the iron is hot. And back in the day, you'd get shows every single year. Multiple episodes, much more than just 8, which seems to be the standard now. You would get double that, if not more. And then a few years ago, you start to get shows 8 episodes every a couple years. But now you're lucky if you even get that. Sometimes it can be 3, if not more years between seasons. And that is just not good enough. That kills your show. Unless, of course, you're something like Netflix and Stranger Things. That's a different beast. But for your typical show, you have to be consistent. Filming Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets is going to give you a quick turnaround. But what happens once we start to get Prisoner of Azkaban? And of course, after that, Goblet of Fire is when the books start to become much larger, and that itself brings in a whole load of other issues. Suppose we're getting 1 book to 1 season, so that's 7 seasons of television, but there's no way you can do 8 episodes for Philosopher's Stone and then 8 episodes for Deathly Hallows. 2 movies was still not enough for Deathly Hallows. I know there's been talk, and there has been reports, they're going to add extra material, like for Philosopher's Stone, they're going to have scenes of Harry's younger life. That's fine as long as they don't go too overboard and exclude the important book stuff. As long as they're warranted, as long as they're done right, fair enough. But focus on the core source material. But guys, let me know your thoughts on the first look of Harry, and let me know your thoughts on the other cast members, the episodes, the production, anything related to this new show. Let me know down in the comments below. Drop me a like as well, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon.